my initial thoughts were, well, this is the name that we've heard. The Lakers have been without a coach since the end of the season, obviously firing Darvin Ham. And the name that we heard circulate was JJ Redick. And a lot of people can link it to the newly formed podcast that him and LeBron James, who obviously is the star of the Lakers, has. And that was, for what people are saying, I'm not saying I don't know, but people are saying that was kind of a avenue to help JJ Redick look more appetizing to the Lakers. Again, I wanna refer to the tag. I want to refer to the start of this episode when I said that I don't want anyone to fail. Yes, obviously there's biases in what I say. Obviously, I have a bias towards all Washington teams, even though we are not good. Like, I'm always going to ride for the Commanders. I'm always going to ride for the Wizards, the Capitals, the Mystics, all those teams. So, in that case, obviously, there's biases with that. But I want everyone to succeed. With that being said, and please keep that in your mind moving forward as we talk about this. We're going to talk about Monty Williams a little bit later in the show. And the Monty Williams situation and the JJ Redick situation obviously are different. JJ Redick is coming into something. Monty Williams is getting or got fired from something. So don't compare it in the sense of that, but as crazy as it sounds, and I know people are gonna start typing away, people are gonna get crazy with it, and I get it. I'm here for it. I do appreciate the support, and I appreciate you guys listening. But as crazy as it sounds, you take away that 2020 NBA championship, the Lakers' job has been closer to the Detroit Pistons' job than anything. Yes, the Lakers have a rich history. They have 17 championships in their lineage. They probably, if you were to compile the best players they've ever had, they would probably have the greatest team in basketball history. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Walt Chamberlain. The history is rich. And I will never take anything away from the history of the LA Lakers. What I'm talking about is recent history. Championships, everyone plays for a championship, obviously. And that is the goal. The goal is to win an NBA championship. But one thing that we've seen is that championships kind of cloud what's really there. And that 2020 championship, along with having LeBron James, along with having Anthony Davis, has made people think that this Lakers team is still one of those marquee teams. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about profit. I'm not talking about how much that is. I'm saying when I say how I'm talking about marquee team, I'm talking about one of those teams that can actually contend for a championship. This Lakers team is far from that. And honestly, you take away that 2020 championship, the Lakers team hasn't been good for what? Almost 14 years now? You see, the Lakers are one of those teams, and the Boston Celtics are one of those teams for a minute until obviously their resurgence and winning a championship this year. But the Lakers are one of those teams that people cling so heavily to the past that it allows them, or it doesn't allow them to look at the present. And it doesn't allow them to understand, this team is a lot further from a championship than you really think. Another thing that kind of got misconstrued or allowed another thing that allowed people to cloud their judgment on the Lakers is make it to the Western Conference Finals last year. It was like, whoa, if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, how are they so far from a championship? Well, let me remind you, they got swept in the Western Conference Finals by the Lakers, or by the NBA champions at that time now, Denver Nuggets. And they had to play an undersized, aging Golden State Warriors. Now, yes, you play who's in front of you, but if they would have played someone like, I don't know, the Kings, it might have been a different story. If they would have played a healthy Memphis Grizzlies, it might have been a different story. I'm saying all this to say this. Insert JJ Redick. Insert a coach now who this is his first coaching job. Unless he's coached Little League, unless he's coached something that I don't know. This is his first coaching job. To coach the Los Angeles Lakers. And along with everything that I just said, there is a level of, whether it's warranted or not, there is a expectation that you're supposed to be good. There's an expectation that you're supposed to win now. Because the Lakers in the past is so used to winning, that's what they want. That's what the Lakers being good, the Boston Celtics being good, the Golden State Warriors being good, that benefits the team greatly. And I don't see it. I talked about Dan Hurley, and I talked about, they were saying I think he was supposed to get maybe a long-term contract. And when you look at what JJ Redick got, he got 4 years. You would think that 4 years should be, when you have LeBron James, you probably have him for about 2, maybe 3 years. Anthony Davis, you should have him long term. That's what you feel. But with this Lakers team, I think you have 1, maybe 2 years tops. If this team looks anything like it's looked the last few years, you do not have 4 years, my brother. Again, it's all about expectation. I wish the best for JJ Redick, but I don't think that JJ Redick was put into a win-win situation. I think it's good that you got especially if you want to be a coach, it's good that you got your first coaching job, but there's so much expectation on that it's almost impossible to live up to because of the roster that you have. Because the expectation, obviously, when you put on the purple and gold, is championships. But you don't have a championship caliber team. And when we talk the Lakers, just by name and by having LeBron, having Anthony Davis, are viewed as a championship caliber franchise, when in actuality they haven't been that in a while. And it's as unfortunate as it is, it's hard for me to see a road of success or a road for success for JJ Redick because of everything that is at your disposal. I think that, as quiet as it's kept, I think that's one reason why it was difficult finding a new coach for the Lakers. As much as people want to say it is, the Lakers aren't the most glamorous franchise right now. Because any coach going into it, now it being JJ Redick, understands that your margin of error, the clock in which that you have, is a lot shorter than it should be, because it's the Lakers and because the expectations are so daunting. And on top of that, they're going to look and say, well, you're the Lakers. You have LeBron James. You have Anthony Davis. Why are you not successful? So while JJ Redick did sign a 4-year contract, if he doesn't get off to a good start, I don't foresee him being here in 4 years. As unfortunate as it is. And that's the fear that you have playing for or coaching a team that has unrealistic expectations, at least when we look at the team that is constructed. And if we're talking about free agency, I don't see much change in this team unless they swing and get somebody big like Paul George, which I doubt that's going to happen, like a Donovan Mitchell, maybe like a DeMar DeRozan. I don't know. It could happen, but I don't see it. To me, shouts out to JJ Redick for getting the job, but I don't foresee much success if the current roster stays how it is. And honestly, in the next few years, I see major changes, seeing as though your best player, arguably the greatest player ever, may not be there. And another thing I want to talk about with this JJ Redick thing, and it's obvious. We almost saw this with I don't remember the team, but they're about to hire Josh McCown, who had absolutely, I think the only coaching experience he had was coaching his son's football team. JJ Redick is not qualified right now to be the head coach of the LA Lakers. I think it's crazy that your very first head coaching job not only is in the NBA, but is coaching probably the biggest or the most marquee franchise in basketball history. Obviously, there's a lot of candidates that probably deserved it more. There's a lot of coaches that have gone through the gauntlet of maybe doing college or going from team to team, getting trash team after trash team and making the best out of what they could. And obviously, essentially, JJ Redick got the job. And LeBron James can say that he had absolutely nothing to do with JJ Redick getting the job. But it's very hard for me to believe that, seeing as though this is JJ Redick's very first coaching job. And I mean, again, unless I don't know something, I don't even think he coaches AAU or something. I don't know. This is a if you want to paint it as fair, then this is an unorthodox, obvious hiring, And for people that say, when they look at a resume and be like, hey, I know I'm not qualified, that doesn't mean you shouldn't apply. Because obviously, JJ Redick applied and he was ill-equipped. I'm not going to make it a race thing, because I honestly don't think it is a race thing this time around. I just think that it is who you know. And I think that JJ Redick has aligned himself perfectly with the most important people for the Lakers. And number one is LeBron James. I think JJ Redick is a brilliant basketball mind. When you listen to his podcast and you listen to his podcast that he has, I think he has two of them. The one that he has with LeBron and the one that he has just by himself. He is a brilliant basketball mind. And I hope the best for him. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.